Hey everybody, Decent Eddie here. It's Saturday, July 26, 2025, and right now my confident moneyline picks are sitting at 80%, and I'm at 64% for all WNBA picks this season. My goal is to help you make more informed and statistically grounded decisions. While my data set focuses on moneyline picks, my analysis may also be useful for spread and over-under bets. Remember to check matchup and injury news about 20 minutes before tip-off because injuries and people going away, people coming back matter a lot with the WNBA. Hey, if you want, leave me a like, follow, comment, hit the bell. I do this WNBA stuff for free, so I'd really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get into today's games. There's really only a couple, and there's no big surprises here. Well, I don't know. There might be. Let's just see what you think. Sparks versus Liberty. Liberty get a suboptimal pick with a 2.776 differential. By my data, that implies a 64% chance for the Liberty to win. Okay, that's head-to-head. The market sets the Liberty as 11-point favorites and is implying an 87% win probability for the Liberty. They're significantly more confident than I am, and we'll get into why I'm not as confident here in just a minute. The over-under is set at 175.5 points. Qualitatively, the Liberty are the league's top-scoring team and have won 4 straight. They are a force, but they're playing on the second half of a back-to-back after a physical game against Phoenix just last night. They also have a significant number of players that are out due to injury or going to be out for rest, which will impact their depth. And those other players are going to have some fatigue too, right? So especially on a back-to-back scenario like this one for them. They tend to lean heavily on their starting 5, and if some of those starting 5 aren't in tonight, I don't know. The Sparks, in my opinion, may be undervalued by a lot of sports writers. I think they could be, honestly, from what I'm seeing, because the data that I track, which really just comes from the game data, doesn't show the mediocre team that some of the writers are talking about. So I don't know what's up. They are on a 4-game winning streak right now. And looking at my ranked data set, they're only not in the top half in only 4 of my metrics. They've got a couple star players that are doing really great. You got Plum and Hamby. They are missing Cameron Brink, I read. The recent offensive surge is impressive. In their only prior meeting this season, the Liberty won by 10, but the Sparks, as 10-point underdogs, pushed that spread. All right, so the Sparks have a strong against the spread record. You can't ignore that. Considering my suboptimal rating for the Liberty's money line and the huge discrepancy between my differential and what the market says is going to happen, the New York's back-to-back fatigue and injury situation, Los Angeles has a hot streak going on right now, and they've got a strong against the spread history. So I'm recommending the Sparks at 11 points against the spread. For the total, it's set at 175.5 points. And I know some might lean under with the Liberty on a back-to-back of those injuries and players sitting out. I mean, for a lot of teams with all these factors, some teams might consider this game a scheduled loss, and they may lose, but I'm still confident in the over 175.5. Liberty, as a league's top offense, has a higher floor, even if fatigued, than most other teams. But the biggest factor is the Sparks offense, averaging over 96 points in the last 4 wins, coupled with their defense ranking kind of bad at 12th in points allowed. So they score a lot of points, but they also let people score a lot of points on them. See? With both teams possessing significant firepower and Sparks defense kind of struggling, I see plenty of points on the table. That's why the over 175.5. Money line is clear. My data says Liberty, even though it's suboptimal. The books say, hell yeah, Liberty. They're much more confident, but as a matter of principle and for data tracking, I'll take the New York Liberty on the money line for me. For you, I would recommend caution, all right? It's not a sure thing. There never is a sure thing. It's not dangerous, but it's also like, I don't know. Storm versus Mystics. This is a danger pick for the Storm on the money line. My data has a tiny 0.29 differential favoring Storm, implying a 51% win probability for Seattle. The market has the Storm as 3.5-point favorites, with a much more confident 66% implied win probability. The over-under is set at 154.5. The Storm are coming off a dominant win over Chicago. Their defense, which ranks near the top in my ranked data set, cannot be ignored. Their offense might be best described as good enough most times. They are missing Samuelson. The Mystics are on a 2-game skid, but like the Storm, they're good enough at some things, but not a lot of things. And they're not excellent really at anything except for defending from deep. Given my model's danger warning indicating a high uncertainty and a near 50-50 projection, combined with the market's much higher confidence in Seattle, the significant spread of Storm being minus 3.5 is too much, in my opinion. Washington's strong home record and their excellent three-point defense make me lean towards the underdog against the spread. I'm recommending the Mystics at 3.5 points against the spread. For the total of 154.5 points, both teams feature strong defenses. Their previous head-to-head this season was a very low-scoring 74-69 game. While their combined season scoring average is slightly higher, the defense on both sides and that recent head-to-head trend towards a grinding game, I'm kind of leaning on the under of 154.5. Money line is icky, all right? My data says Storm. However, with it being a danger pick, implying such a tight margin, I'm marking this as a no-play recommendation for you guys. It's too close to call with confidence for external wagers, even though it's a pick that I'll track for my own data. All right, that's it. That's it, everybody. Quick recap. Decent Eddie confident moneyline picks. We don't have any. Decent Eddie suboptimal moneyline picks. We got the Liberty. Danger moneyline picks. We have the Storm. For parlays, you know I like to include confident picks and parlays on the money line. I don't have any today. So since we don't have any, I'll just leave it at this. I will always endorse up to a 3-leg parlay with odds ranging between -400 to -450. If you do that, your probability to win is going to stay above 50%, which is what you want. Regardless of what you choose, I never recommend more than a 3-leg parlay due to the risks of combined probabilities. Never spend more than 10% of your bankroll in total across all your wagers in a day. Never chase losses. And if you need help with a gambling problem, check out my channel's description. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Hey, if you found this helpful at all, hit like, leave a comment, subscribe, tap the bell. Get my picks before tip-off on the day of the games. I do WNBA for free, like I said, so I'd appreciate it. Follow me at Decent Eddie Picks on Instagram. You can see me on Facebook, X, Decent Eddie Picks, spelled P-I-X. You can see me on TikTok. This is Decent Eddie signing off. Have an awesome day.